Hey, Joe and Louie, it's Mark Strauss. Just wanted to leave a message to wish you guys a happy 5th anniversary for the podcast. It's unbelievable, 5 years with the podcast, coming up on now 127 episodes and counting. And, a show that was now 70 years old and 39 episodes, you've gotten 127 episodes and counting. Unbelievable. I'm sure 70 years ago they would think that when they made the Honeymooners, Gleason and everyone made the show, that it would, all these years later, decades later, that two full-grown nuts would make a podcast and have all these episodes talking about a show that lasted just one season, 39 episodes. But it has been definitely an unbelievable accomplishment, hitting 5 years now. And for the 5th anniversary, you're going to get a great celebration, a dinner for 4 at the Colonnade Room. Louis, you can take your girlfriend, and Joe, you'll take your wife. Your wife! Yes, your wife. The 4 of you have a wonderful time at the Colonnade Room. And then afterwards, Norton will give you a tour of the Kosciuszko Street Sewer. But definitely make sure it's a Thursday night before you go. And then you'll go on a trip as Joe's wife, yes, your wife, is going to make all the arrangements for you to go up to Utica to see Uncle Leo and Aunt Sarah. Then a train ride to Minneapolis. Make sure you guys actually take the right train to Minneapolis and not the wrong train to Norfolk, Virginia. And then they'll finish the tour. Finish everything and going to Bismarck, North Dakota for a tour of the Raccoon National Cemetery. So, guys, once again, congratulations on 5 years and to many, many more. RX. Have a good one.
Testing, hot outbound call. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Are you ready?
I'm all ready.
You on here? Come on, let's go inside and get started.
Dusty out in that hall?
Hey, get a load of butts over there.
Oh, would I like to fuck you just once? Dusty out in that hall?
What's my temperature, Norton? Oh, come on, let's get moving. Isn't there any lawn here?
Yeah, about 300 pounds.
A 20% percentage.
And now, who is our next guest, please? Herb, here's our next guest.
Ed Norton. Ha ha! What's this?
The Honeymooners Podcast, the only podcast that is all about the greatest show of all time. With the stars, Joe Conti and Louis Fatts.
If they ever institute a Nut of the Month Club, I've got a very good idea who's going to be January and February.
Welcome, fellow raccoons and members of the Women's Auxiliary. What's happening, all you Hurricanes, Bensonhurst Bombers, and all you McGillicuddies of the world? You're listening to the Honeymooners Podcast with me, Joe Conti, and my pal Louis Fatts.
Look, Mr. Cramden, this picture isn't going to be on the cover. This is just in a series of articles dealing with the big days in the lives of people in various lines of work. Frank Marth.
Oh,
as
great.
Dick Prescott.
And I totally forgot to do something. Somebody told me to do something in the intro.
Right.
And I forgot.
All right, we'll do it next time.
I'll do it next time. Oh, you the one that told me? No, I don't think so.
Interesting, Joe. Charlie the photographer.
Yeah.
That's twice he's named Charlie. It's
Charlie
Ron's
raises dogs?
Tooth theory.
Oh no.
Sorry I had to bring it up.
Don't do the tooth theory with me.
Twice he's named Charlie. Eddie Hanley.
That's true. Yeah.
They couldn't come up with all the names in all the world.
I know. Charlie.
And they had to come up with Charlie twice.
Charlie twice. Twice. Two times Charlie. It's the only podcast all about the greatest show of all time. We record in the Non-Productive Studios at 328 Chauncey Street in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, also known as
Clifton, New Jersey.
Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating and leave a positive review, and we'll read them. The home base, if you don't do the podcasting, is non-productive.com/honeymooners. Don't forget to like our Honeymooners Podcast Facebook page, our Honeymooners Podcast Facebook group.
Right.
And follow us on Twitter at Honeymooner1. And if you want to leave us a voicemail like the one you heard in the beginning of the show, call 628-400
7741.
Exactly. And email us at honeymoonerspodcast@aol.com.
Aren't they ancient?
There we go. And if you want to support us on Patreon, if you go to Non-Productive.com/honeymooners, you can get into the Patreon. But we still are going to do Lou DeAngelis' Patreon thing.
Oh, God.
We have to
That's
through
got
that.
to come up.
We
That's
have to do
phenomenal.
that. Maybe next week.
Yeah.
Next episode, we got to do
Okay.
that. So what's going on, Lou?
Joe, what is that?
If you don't know, Louis just pointed to his right and my left, and he was like, what is that? And that is Steve Franchi.
Franchi.
Yes, our pal, Steve Franchi, the what is that,
That
guy. On Facebook.
I need a T-shirt.
That's perfect.
What is
What is that?
That would be great.
Oh, it's a great T-shirt. You got a great T-shirt on now.
Absolutely. And by the way, you knew there had to be by the way.
By the way, had to be by the way.
My wife is starting.
Your wife?
Yes,
Okay,
my
okay,
wife.
okay.
She's starting a little thing where it's going to be all. My wife does photography, so she's going to get all these different.
Like Charlie.
Yeah, she's like Charlie photographer,
Charlie,
right?
yeah.
And she's going to get all the different pictures. She's actually got her pictures put on like Image Getty or whatever, where they put
Getty
certain
Images,
pictures.
yeah.
They've actually used some of her pictures, and she's going to get them, and we're going to have a little store online where you can get them put on like. Mugs and T-shirts
Yeah.
and all that.
Okay, yeah,
But
yeah.
I told her, I said, we're going to do Honeymooner stuff just for us.
Yes.
Put them on, and we're going to make them.
that's
So
great.
we could come up with what is
What is
that? That was one of
Yes.
And what's great, we don't have to buy them. You just put them on there, and when people order them, they order them, and then they ship them
They
right
ship
to
them right there.
Yep.
Yep.
Perfect. So you don't have to
definitely-
order 12 larges.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
14
15 extra
mediums.
large. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can't.
yeah,
It's just
exactly.
just order and go.
Yep.
All right,
So that
perfect.
is in the that's in
Oh,
the
that's
future.
great. In the future.
In the future.
Future.
And so what's happening, Steve? Man, I'm glad you came.
Yeah, we're
It's so
glad
much
you.
fun.
Thank you for having me.
Hey.
I am humbled.
Humble.
Yes.
Who is also a full-grown nut. You know,
Oh
of
yeah,
course.
he was. What did you say? Episode 116. Episode 116.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So see, I had to ask you, and I never had a chance to ask Michael and Ron because Ron keeps on interrupting. But it reminded me of Felix Unger in high school. He was voted the boy most likely to interrupt. so yeah, when you came up, now first I want to go back. When
My mother and father,
your mother and father, they were there. Okay,
They
yeah.
were there.
When did you discover the podcast? So we're here 5 years now. Have you
Right.
been there since like day one, like Ira?
No, I wasn't. So when I discovered the podcast, you guys were in about episode, I would say, in the 50s.
Okay. Ooh, it was
Yeah.
50s were good.
Yeah.
50s
Yeah,
and
we were
60s were
getting-
really, really
yeah,
good.
we were really catching our
We had
stride.
we had all our bits going.
had this stuff
Yeah, that was
going.
about the good point.
And,
It's all downhill since then.
and I remember going back and listening to some of the older ones and wishing that I had listened to them in real time. To
Right,
What I
just
could
to-
respond
just
to.
to, you know, yeah.
And I did go back also and listen to 1 through 13.
Ooh.
which-
Oh, God.
yeah.
That must
Thank
be
goodness there was 14.
Yeah, that was painful.
Look at me, I'm 14. That's what the episode should have been called. Look at me, I'm 14.
All right, so now next question. After you started listening to the podcast, did you look at the episodes differently? Not that we don't want to take credit for it, but just saying because this is what we did. People have told us that. Did you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. First, it was going back and looking for things that you guys mentioned, and then as you started doing that, I'm like, oh well, that's interesting, and then and what about this scenario? And seeing things that I hadn't seen before
Yeah.
was great. And then what really brought up what is that actually comes from one of the things when you guys used to do. And I remember there was a bit early on where you would, kind of, I think it was called Cramdom 2020 or something like that. You did-
Oh wow!
Right.
That's
that
right.
actually
we did like one thing of it.
Yeah.
Like the Cramptons of today.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Cramptons of the
it was
future.
it was a one and done.
Yeah, it was one.
It was one of them.
So
Went over well with the audience.
and that's what kind of made me think about and then of course the "What is that?" line is just
it's
so iconic.
What is that?
It's the whole thing. It's the point.
The point.
Yeah, and he does it twice.
Well,
right?
the
Right.
tuna fish is what's that, right?
Okay, yes.
I think he says, "What's that?"
Yeah, what's that?
You don't say
Right.
what is with Harvey Jr. It's like what is that? What is that? And it's just like
Yeah, it's so
more
pronounced.
Oh my god! Yeah, it's more pronounced with the what is that?
What's
The
that?
tuna fish is.
What is that?
What is that? The point and the look. I just it's
And
phenomenal.
the other time when he points and it's when Agnes walks in Here Comes the Bride, and he says, "What is she doing
What
here?"
is she doing here?
Again, like she's not there.
yeah.
What is she
doing here?
Like she's not like, hey, what are you doing here? What is she doing here? Like it's so wonderfully abrasive.
Yep.
Yes. It
Yep.
really is. It's absolutely fantastic.
But
So
was
that's
the-
it. So basically, the podcast. Oh, yeah, helped me and Joe. We never looked at things like that. We did it because of the podcast. So,
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
just to draw some material.
Right.
But people have told us that it's gotten them to look at things differently. We see it in people's responses.
Right.
Like I saw this. Did you see this? Did you notice that in the background? And
Right. Yeah.
the hope that we got people to look at it in a different way. Because like we said, it's 39 of them. We're at 128, so you got to draw. Something out of these
Right,
things to
absolutely.
keep it fresh.
And of
Absolutely,
course, if we can quote Ira, we'll never run out of
There
material.
you go. He was right.
Never
the
run out
sage.
of material.
The sage.
And if you're listening,
Yeah,
could
please
you please contact us
yeah.
because we're worried a little
Yeah.
bit. Like, hey, we haven't heard from you.
Yeah.
Because we discussed this right before we went on. We said, look, if Ira was mad at us about something, he would have let us know
let us
first.
know.
He would let us know first. So
several times.
He would have put it on a record. And said,
And he would have said it 33 Kosciuszko Street. Kara Gibson.
So before we continue and get going here, first we have to talk about our wonderful sponsor.
That's right.
And, of course, one of the 3 sponsors we have is Silk City Hot Sauce.
Yes.
All right? So what you do is you go to Silk City Hot Sauce and get yourself some of the best hot sauce on the planet. And what you do is when you go on there, you can get all the different hot sauces, except for honey habanero hot sauce, which is ours. I don't know when Kingfish Levinsky's going to make some more. But you got like Dragon Slayer, which is maple and fire roasted pepper sauce, Jezebel, which is raspberry habanero. There's so many of them. And then when you go to, and they have packages, you can do all that. And when you're done, you go to the checkout, and there'll be a little thing, a space right in the middle where you could put a coupon code. And for us, if you put the 2 letters RX in the coupon code, you get yourself a 15% percentage off of your order. And you will get a free bottle of
Cherry Sriracha.
I'm sorry, sir. I couldn't think of the word.
Steve got to see that live.
He got to see that live. Yeah, isn't that great?
I was in awe.
He was supposed to say Cherry Sriracha with me, but his mouth was open. He just couldn't take his eyes off me.
He was watching Sinatra do New York, New York. It was just amazing. Like I just got lost in the moment. I couldn't believe it.
And of course, our disclaimer: he has no more Cherry Sriracha.
He has no
it's
more
for
Cherry
comedic
Sriracha.
purposes only.
It's for comedic purposes only.
Oh, by the way, I did. Oh, I knew there was a by the way. Used
Had to be.
Mango Madness and Slurp this weekend. I used the hot sauces as barbecue sauce.
Oh.
Just baste you whatever you have on your grill. You just baste it with the barbecue with the hot sauce,
And then just
and you just cook it. It's like you were basting a barbecue.
Really?
Like barbecue. I used the hot sauce for
Cook
that.
it right up.
There you go.
and how was it?
The marinade.
Skip the marinade and go right to the hot sauce.
Right to diabetes too.
Yeah. So anyway, it's another use for it. Dusty out in that hole.
Excuse me. Oh my goodness.
And it can't harm you.
Right. No, it's all
And then,
homemade.
of course, with that, it lets them know that you're getting it from us.
From us, yeah.
And it helps us out a little bit.
Yeah.
Our other sponsor is Keys to the Caribbean Travel on Facebook.
Yes.
And that is my wife.
Your wife.
I didn't miss
You
that
can miss
one.
that one. Everybody wants to say your wife. It's just.
I don't even care if she ever does it
I
again.
know,
I'm just gonna
we're
continue
still
doing
going to
it. But actually, we have something else my wife's going to be doing.
Your wife?
Yeah, exactly. So if you're looking to go on vacation and you don't want to do all the work, go to Keys to the Caribbean Travel on Facebook and ask for my wife.
Your wife.
Beverly, exactly. And she will help you with all of your needs, whether it's making the reservations at Fred's Landing or getting your plane ticket to
Anyway, Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Bismarck,
Absolutely.
North Dakota.
Especially if it's a Bismarck, North Dakota.
I don't think there's any direct flights there, but
Right.
Does she do cruises? Could she get us on the Ile de France?
Yes, you can get you on the Ile de France.
Ralph's new job. He's the captain.
That would be a great alternate ending.
Yeah, like
if he actually got the job on the Ile de
Right.
France.
And he delivers that so
it's
perfectly.
great. It's great because
Because it has
so
great propellers.
And it's
The
leaving,
Ile de
leaving in
France.
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Yeah,
Perfect. Absolutely
it's
perfect.
so off the wall.
really
it's
is.
just so
Ile de
off the
France.
wall. The
And
Ile
it's-
de France.
Hey, you
then-
idiot! Give me an idea.
And then when he says it, there's like this 3-second delay.
Yeah.
Because if it just, what's that?
That's
And
got-
then
yeah, like-
it almost scares you.
Yeah.
It's so perfect.
Yeah.
But, we can go
And there's
on
a,
and
there
on.
is a cheese in the store, Ile de France. So if you're in the cheese section,
Is there
yeah,
really?
yeah, there's yeah, it's the name of a cheese brand, Ile de France.
Great. All right. What else are we going to do? Well, I think we know what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We have to do.
You have one more sponsor.
Oh, is that later on?
No, that's later
later
on.
on.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's,
sorry, yeah.
he sponsors the trivia. quiz.
Trivia. Absolutely.
We
Absolutely.
have a trivia question sponsor. We're getting
And-
specific now.
Of course, we have to do what we do every single week, and that is.
Verily, the Honeymooners podcast knights the full-grown nut of the week. Aren't you lucky?
Listen to that all day.
It's just so great.
It gives me real pleasure to present to you this award.
Diano Pickenich.
We're going to assume it's Pickenich.
Yep.
Yes, Diano. Welcome. You are now full-grown nut of the week
yeah.
for episode 128.
Oh, I forgot to mention
Yes.
it's 128. Yeah.
120, number 20, 128.
28.
Yes, 128. Yes, Diano. Yeah, because, listen, how many guys are named Diano? So he must have known as soon as he heard Diano, it was... Right, of course. Yeah, absolutely,
I
absolutely.
assume you're saying it right because it's not the first time you would have said someone's
His
name.
name
Oh,
wrong, yeah.
Yeah, of
It
course
was the guy
not.
sitting to my right.
And we know why we decided for him. You know why? Because he is
He's
he is
You're a menace to society. You're a menace to me. And you are a stupid head.
I don't know why I have him as two clips.
Yes, I
don't know why.
That delay between
But just-
me and you're a stupid head.
Yeah,
And he is a stupid head.
You know
Sounds
what?
like it.
And you are a stupid head.
Just by itself
no,
just makes me
different
Now, a little bit of controversy.
Yeah.
Bit of controversy.
Okay.
It's not just the mambo for the FBI.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
what was
mambo
that
dance for the FBI.
No, the H-bomb. No. The little controversy was, now when we record this, it is I think it's the 5th.
Fifth, yep.
And just yesterday, the day before, Mr. Pickenich, who's now a full-grown nut of the week, posted something on our wonderful Facebook group.
Yep.
And he posted something. Now, he's great on the group.
Yeah,
right?
he's great.
Him and Ashley are killing it.
Right.
It's almost like it's Louis' horse against another great
Right,
horse. And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
coming down the wire with these two. They've just been so great on the Facebook group. But he put up a post, and I get a message on my alerts that a post had been reported. And I'm like, oh, what did somebody put something political on there, whatever. And I look, and it is a post from Diano.
Right.
But it wasn't like it was offensive or
No, it's
anything
actually
like
kind of
that.
funny picture.
It's a funny...
I'm actually building one in my shower.
There you go.
And what it is, and I got it right here, and it's a picture of the inside of a shower, and instead of where the soap is, there's vodka and beer and shot glasses, and then where the other little thing is, there's all these different bottles of alcohol. and it says, my doctor says now that I'm older, I need to put a bar in my shower. Very funny.
Very funny play on words.
But what
Great.
happened was somebody reported it, not because it offended anybody, but because it's like, what is that?
What is that?
This isn't Honeymooners thing. Now,
That's right.
look, I'm not taking it down.
No,
I just needed to bust Deano's chops a little bit.
Unless it's the bathroom at Fred's gas station.
Yes,
Well,
leave
yeah,
the page,
exactly.
Or the bathroom here in the studio.
Oh, yeah. Which
That's like you could flat that.
So I just wanted to bust Deano's chops
Yeah,
a
there
little
you go.
bit. Like, believe me, it's just kind of funny.
Publicity, right?
Yeah. So, of course, congratulations
To Deano.
and welcome to the group.
Yes.
And also, you know what? I wanted one day, one of the episodes, I want to take the first 20 minutes or half hour and go through all, because I have them all written down.
Yeah.
I want to go through all the nuts.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to
rattle them off.
Just rattle them off and be like, yep, like Brother Bibbs out in Chicago, and we haven't seen you in a long time. I just want to do that. You know what I mean? So they all get their due again, you know? So maybe next episode.
Actually, like in the first 5, like 4 of them disappeared off the face of the earth. Outside of
I know. What happened?
Like, to the first 5.
They joined the Elks.
They joined the Elks. There you go. Frank
Yes.
Grady.
And just like,
Got
and you
stuck.
guys already heard the voicemail in the beginning from Mark, right?
Yes, they heard
And
that, yep.
congratulating us for our 5 years.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, this always happens with me and Lou. Like, Steve's different because I know, you know what I mean? Like, I know Steve, but when you hear a voice, like it happened at the convention, we meet guys you never saw them before. When you think you know their voice. And when I heard Mark's voice, I'm like, I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
He's
He's a
another
bruiser.
one. He
Yeah,
sounds
like
like
a
an
bruiser.
enforcer, like
Yeah.
a bruiser.
Yeah.
I figured he'd be like, hey, this is Mark Strouch
Oh,
here.
sure,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
here to tell you. He's
Sure,
like, hey, this is Mark Strouch over here. Congratulations to you mooks over there. It was just great. It was a thank you, of course, Mark.
It's like
But
the opposite.
Mark's
It's
great on the
opposite, like the
Facebook.
radio guy. Like you try to put the face to the voice. We know the
Yes.
face, but now with the voice, like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, you always know the voice and then you picture the
The
face.
face, yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah,
you
that radio thing
It's the
way
opposite.
back.
Absolutely. So, we got a lot of stuff we want to do. First, I just want to say, we all call each other, we're for grown nuts.
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah. Well, I have another term for us. We are honeymooner nerds.
Oh,
I like that.
Because my friend has a great joke. He's a nerd. The kid's a nerd, right? And he's all into cartoons and this and that. And the joke is that, like, if you can talk about something nonstop for 4 hours with your friends, guess what? You're a nerd.
oh, I'm a nerd.
But we're honeymooners nerd. But listen, full grown nut is what we are.
you got to dusty out in that hall.
He's already got a
Dusty out in the hall. You're like 20 minutes. You already got to
I
dusty out
haven't
there.
coughed in 3 months, and now all of a sudden,
One of us got something to do with the environment in here.
I'm sure that air conditioning filter is clean.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Again, congratulations, Deano, which
Yes.
is one of cooler names.
Oh, great name.
Like, what a cool name.
great name.
You know what I mean? Definitely better than Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie.
There's
Yeah,
anything wrong with Charlie.
Nothing
but,
wrong with
you know,
Charlie.
could
Little
we-
Charlie's out there.
Could we give, what's his face, a different name?
Yeah,
besides
really.
Charlie
Eddie
twice?
Hanley. Yeah, he got twice. Twice he's Charlie. Eddie Hanley.
Exactly. So before we get into, we want to do a What's That Sound with you guys.
Yeah.
With you two. I think you're going to get it, but it was just fun. But I found so much stuff from this same episode that I want to get into. But first, I want to play a quick clip from The Golfer. Okay?
Okay.
And the clip is when Ralph comes in the very beginning, and because he started the rumor that he's going to be made assistant traffic manager. And if I can just find where the clip is, of course. How many times do I do this, Lou?
Zipping away.
It is zipping away in a modern way. Just punching those keys out on that Radio Shack computer.
Take the boxing gloves
Where
off. Jim.
I don't see it. I do not see it. Where untitled? Oh, here it is. Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
All right.
Okay.
Ralph comes in, and they're all like, "Hey, Ralph, congratulations!"
congratulations.
And Ralph says this.
Well, it only goes to prove that a good man is not hard to find.
Right?
All right, just
And
a line.
Just a line. Not for humor or
No,
anything.
no.
But boy, did that have that was a Stockton to Malone. Like that was like here you go, guys.
Yep.
Here's a fat joke, but there was no Norton in the scene yet.
Right.
Oh, he's not in there yet.
He's not in there
Okay,
yet.
He's just here with the bus driver guys.
Right.
Okay.
But tell me that wouldn't have been a hilarious
Oh, it's
thing.
perfect.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A good man is not hard to find. And
Ralph, where would you hide?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. Something like that. And I just thought, wow, that would have been a
Behind Boulder Dam.
Oh, perfect
You know.
setup. But they just left it in there. And maybe, you know what?
Maybe there was a line there.
Maybe there was a line.
Yeah.
But you know what? Maybe Gleason was like, you know what? That's just for, not that, I mean, some guys make the more subtle fat jokes, but it was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to have my coworkers.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have like Riley or somebody say it,
or Freddie Muller,
Muller,
giving me with a fat joke only for Ed.
Right.
And maybe they took it out. But I just thought it was.
Freddie Muller was nasty to him in that.
Oh yeah, he comes,
very
who started it? Who started it?
Yeah, blowing your own horn again, Cramden.
Yeah, he came right in,
And you
and
wanna
then
know-
he lent him his car.
Yeah, well, you know.
That's one of my favorite deliveries, though, in that scene. Cramden did.
Yeah.
Love the delivery.
Cramden
did.
Yeah.
Just-
Well, it's like the other one where it's just it was just another one word that somebody did somebody say Cramden? And it was another one that's just like that where it was
Oh,
just
like when Alice says Ralph.
oh yeah. Who sits in those two seats?
Ralph.
Yeah.
Whose idea was it to put the thing on the thing? Ralph.
Ooh, a plaque like that. Like what?
Knew there was a few like ones.
Yeah, so I just thought that was interesting.
It would. It would have been a good
it would have
setup
been a
for
good
a
little
fat
setup
joke.
for
Perfect
a
setup
cute
for a
little
fat joke. Yep.
Exactly.
A little fat joke.
Yeah, exactly. And remember, we were talking a couple of times. I mentioned the fact that I could have sworn I heard Ralph say, "There's maniacs all over the joint."
Yeah.
And we couldn't figure it
figure it
out.
out.
And we were finally saying maybe it's almost like the Mandela effect. Like maybe it was in there, and then there's a different alternative timeline, and now it just doesn't appear. And somebody, I think it was Ashley Bethel, put it up on the Facebook group, and it's right when George leaves.
Yep. George leaves.
And then Ralph just goes, "There's maniacs all over the joint." And I was so happy.
It sounds like it could be in 39 episodes.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, it could.
Like, we thought it was in Dial J.
We thought, because of people.
all
He was
the madness with the-
right. The madness was going on with the house phone and the people calling in. And,
Right.
And we thought it was, but here it is, this one guy. There's maniacs all over the joint. One man.
Right. With all the different scenarios where there was real, like, craziness with more than one person in a room, and it's the little pipsqueak George.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't a maniac.
Yeah.
He was just like, we were here.
Yeah.
There was no maniac there, but it was just, I was so happy that somebody let me know that maybe I'm not that crazy. So it was really cool to actually see that. But there's maniacs all
He's a
over.
nerd. He's a
He's a honeymooner nerd.
Yeah, exactly.
George is a honeymooner nerd. All right. So I want to get into
If you do not get a best at the table.
our first bit, and the first bit is, where is it? It's not. Here's an item.
It's in the screen here somewhere.
Ad-lib, flub of the week, revisited the many faces. What's here it is.
We haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
Many faces.
The Honeymooners Podcast presents
Strange sound. Foreign sound.
What's that sound?
Sounded like feeding time at the zoo.
All right. So you guys know how this
Great
game
Swanee
is.
River, Joe.
What?
Great Swanee River. Swinging Swanee River.
It's such a great. It might be my favorite Swanee River. And you guys know how this is. I take a quick sound clip from the show, and you guys have to guess what it's from. And the more I think of it, the more I think you guys are going to get it right away. But give it like 2 seconds, and then just put your hand up if you know what it is.
Blurt it out, Steve. If you
Here we go.
Oh.
I got an idea.
Go ahead. Go.
Is it when he grabs the pincushion?
No.
Oh.
Wow. I did not think I was even getting a one wrong answer.
Will you? You could get another one too if you want.
Yeah.
While I'm thinking.
Oh, the wheels are turning.
The wheels are turning. They're not turning too well.
You want to
Need a little Earl?
Dude, yeah.
Here we go.
Drop a Earl.
Do it again.
Is it when Norton is about to demonstrate the swing in the golf?
No.
Man, will you?
Can I dial a friend?
Will you?
If you dial 7741.
7741. He probably have a 7740 and he won't pick up.
Yeah, he won't get his friend.
I've been calling this.
From the candy store. Will you?
Again, I could picture it.
I could picture. You always picture it. When Joe plays these, I picture all of them, but I can't. You just can't put it there.
Wow, I did not think. At first, I thought it was a good one, and then when I listened to it, I'm like, if you can pick up what he's saying, then you'll know what he's saying.
With all these, Joe, when you first play them and you get something in your head,
Right.
It's hard to get it out.
It's hard to get it out.
You know,
You're like
it's
convincing
trying to
yourself.
think of a song while another
The
song is playing. On the radio.
Yes. And once you make your first guess, your whole memory bank is
you're
like
stuck
shot.
in it.
Yeah, you're
I
stuck in
can't
it.
get off the golfer.
Yeah.
I'll give you a hint. It's not the golf.
Golfer. Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, that's
All right.
that's so it's 39 or 38. We have episodes.
Okay.
It's not. Please leave the premises.
Okay.
You know, there's a couple of guys going.
Yeah, there's screaming.
someone
There's
is,
somebody
yeah.
screaming right now.
Yeah.
Where? Oh, I don't want to waste any time.
Yeah.
All right.
Give it a hint. Just hit a little hint.
Okay. Right before it, Ed asks him a question. I'll make it even easier. He asks him if he wants something.
Kumquat.
There you go.
You sure you don't want to come quiet?
That's it. There you go.
Because he's actually saying, will you
you-
go
yeah.
to sleep? But it's hard
hard.
to hear it.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why I thought, but now
You don't hear it.
you don't hear it.
I don't hear. Will you go to sleep? You don't hear it.
Now you hear it.
Now, well, of course. When you say when you hear, once you hear
Once
something,
hear it,
you don't
can't
unhear it.
Absolutely. Wow.
Oh,
okay.
good one. That was a good one. Good one,
That
Steve.
was a
Hey.
good one. Steve pulled it off. Pulled it out.
Bail me
Nice.
out.
Whew, nice. Okay, so speaking of The Sleepwalker, I happened to be watching The Sleepwalker, and I noticed a few things.
And you fainted.
I fainted.
While eating a banana.
Do I have the? Well, you know what? First, fire escape.
Fire
We
scrape.
all
Okay, we
talked about
fire
that.
scrape.
That was a flub.
Jeff Scotto picked that out.
That is a spoonerism
Yeah. Fire escape.
Escape.
because he was saying the fire escape roof. So it was fire escape. It was the scrape was from the R
from the
on
roof.
the roof.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was actually a spoonerism.
Ism.
Because he
Okay.
said fire
Fire
escape on the roof.
Right.
And I was like, that's a spoonerism.
spoonerism.
Because we were trying to figure out, like,
Yeah.
why would you say, look, we get it, you flub
Yeah,
words,
right.
but when it's a spoonerism, you know why you
You
flub
flub it
it.
because you're
And
putting that second word together.
that
Put words
second
together.
word. Yeah,
All right,
exactly.
fire scrape.
Fire escape
roof.
was a spoonerism.
Okay. All right. Good.
I would like to play. Well, I could just get the episode and play the the clips. Hold on, season 1. It is
Season 1, that narrows it down.
yeah, season 1. Sleepwalker. Here it is. Dude, there was a couple of things that I noticed. So now let me see. The second thing is
myself. Once my head hits that.
hold on.
Well, there's a lot of dead air in
Dead
this
air
episode.
here. Dead air.
So, Steve, what'd you think about the convention?
I loved it. I thought it was a
okay,
great
good.
time.
Oh, and I know. I happen to be a butt.
Yes, we have money in the bank.
No, sir.
Myself.
That's a good-
Once my
that's a
head
good-
hits that pillow, nothing will wake me up.
Okay.
I just be dead to the world.
All right.
Trixie, I feel terrible. I wish there was something I could do to
It's
help you.
I feel the same way, Trix.
When
Got
she-
any ideas, I'll be glad to help you.
First of all, this is a
Oh,
great
I
line.
got
Oh, great line, yeah.
Why doesn't Trixie stay down here and you go up and stay with Norton?
I was asking her if she had.
Okay.
You asked her what you could do to help. Now, let's face it, Ralph, Trixie hasn't had any sleep in 3 nights. If she doesn't get some rest soon, she's just going to waste away to nothing.
She didn't have any sleep in 3 nights. How about me? I haven't slept in 3 nights. She'll waste away. Don't you care if I waste away?
Yes, I care, Ralph. But you wouldn't waste away if you stayed awake for 9 years.
Right here.
How would you like to waste away on the moon, huh?
Dude, think about that line. How would you like to waste away on the moon? Because if you're on the moon, that's exactly what's going to happen.
You're going to waste away.
You are wasting away because you are by yourself. I think it's a great, underrated line.
You think that's a line or an ad lib?
I don't know.
The setup for waste away is there.
Yeah.
Did he add moon? How would you like to waste away? I don't know.
Yeah, because what else could he, like, if he ad-libbed it, was it, because that's a good line, right?
Oh,
9 years.
9 years line is
Right,
phenomenal
so
line.
it's not like it was a mediocre line and they wanted to tag it with something.
Right.
But, and then, of course, if you look, I have it paused, and he's got, like,
The fist.
like he is ready to just pummel her. But that's an interesting question.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, I'm probably saying it's probably a line.
Because I think it's
And not
so
an-
underrated.
Yeah.
How would you like to waste away on the
You know,
moon?
Joe, can you go one line after that? Because sometimes we always figure out ad libs by the next line.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'll just...
How would you like to waste away on the moon, huh?
One way or the other, you're not going to get any sleep. So you might just as well go up and stay with Norton and let Trixie stay here.
Is that so? Well, I am not going.
I don't know.
I don't know now.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Do you want us to pose this
We
to
can
the
pose it out there.
to the
Sure, why
nuts?
not? Yeah.
All right, let's see. Because do you guys think that was an ad lib?
An ad lib?
I'm gonna go with no. I don't think so, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was. But I think it's such an underrated line. How would you like to waste away on the moon? It is a literal and metaphoric joke.
Line. Yeah, and he used to always use that, to the moon thing, his own plug it in himself.
Right.
So
That's
every
what
time
I'm
I hear things with moon, I always think like
it's just
he's
him throwing it in,
plugging it in there.
Right.
He's
But
throwing
it's
it
so
in.
specific
Yeah.
to it. It's so specific to the waste
Yeah.
away part. How would you like to waste
away
away
on the moon?
It's
But
so
I could
great.
see him ad libbing that. I could.
Because he was.
All right,
just
so see what
so
people
great.
think. Does anybody? What
Yeah,
you
let's
think?
put it
I would vote no,
Absolute-
though,
absolute-
because of the setup.
I think so. I think so. Okay. We got the fire scrape, waste away on the moon. Okay, now, when we're in the
Searching for
all right, when
an injection.
the
They give it to
doctors
little kids and
okay,
nothing happens to them.
he sticks a needle in him, right? Okay. Watch when he gets up. Listen when he gets up. Listen to the doctor.
You all right? Are you all right?
All right. Step to the rear.
All right. Steady now, Mr. Tanner.
What do you say? Steady now?
Steady now. Just like that.
Yeah.
Go for the
Go
audience.
audience. Steady now.
Steady now. I'm like, it must have been Freddie Miller's daughter. Freddie Miller's daughter. But
Dr. Freddie Muller in this one.
Dr.
Steady
Freddie
now.
Miller. Sorry.
From Young at Heart.
Yeah.
Yes,
That was
from
his
Young at Heart.
controversy
But
with
he's
his
like,
daughter.
steady now.
Steady
And
now.
I'm just like, I just thought of the steady now, the steady now girl. But I thought, wow, that's him saying steady now.
And a little bit after that, he loses his accent.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's
Yeah.
Joey, so he say that.
It's like, oh, the doctor, we must find the truth. You fainted.
You fainted. Yeah. What happened? You fainted.
Hey, you fainted. We going bowling later. I'm sick of this fake goatee that I got going on here. I'm playing this doctor. I don't like it.
From Vienna.
Yes. Yeah, that steady now thing.
Oh, okay.
Now,
That's great.
this
Now, first
last-
of all, if Ralph is going to be so queasy about an injection,
right.
why does he go over there and look at it? If that's going to cause you to faint, I mean, obviously you know what an injection is. You've both had them. You know it. You look at them. I look at them. They don't bother me. Some
Right.
people can't.
They give him
Right.
the kids.
Yeah, give them to kids. Nothing happens to
Every
them.
day. It happens to them every day.
But why would you look at it if you're queasy? But the bend over is great. The hands behind the back. When he bends over, puts his hand, and he just bends over to look.
Oh,
Just the physical motion of that is
yes,
phenomenal.
because he's almost like
Let's see. Yeah,
let's
okay.
inspect
Yeah,
what's going on here.
Yeah,
and then the
and the total turn
and
there.
then the feint.
Almost like the wash. Are you giving him the injection the right way?
Yeah, like,
Yeah, really. Excuse me, Doc. Are you doing it in the right spot? I don't know if you're going to get enough blood. It's great. So the last thing that I noticed on the Sleepwalker,
You fainted.
Did I miss that? Boy, hold on, I missed it. Steady now.
Are you all right?
All right. Step to the rear.
All right. Steady now.
Steady now.
What happened?
You fainted. Excuse me, please.
Okay, so now we get through this, and then he's back downstairs, and he's like, the Cramden sleep is now going to start, right? Well, when she goes, when she said, I'm going to have a glass of milk, when she goes, all right, and when she goes to give him a glass of milk, listen to Ralph, and then I'm going to have you guys come and watch what he does.
Okay.
I never, ever noticed it.
Alice, I gotta go down the groceries for some eggs.
At midnight.
At midnight. Eggs. I
Ralph,
need
that
eggs.
was a wonderful idea
The chicken
you had.
died.
Norton sleeping like a baby with Lulu the second cradled in his arms.
Well, I told you, Alice. You know, I should have never been a bus driver. I should have been a doctor.
Yeah, sure, okay.
Yeah,
Such
okay.
a cute dog, Ralph.
For buying
Ed
somebody a
just
dog.
Loved it. I gotta go for the eggs, but thanks again, Ralph. Good night, Alice.
Okay.
Good night, Trix.
You know,
Not a bad lady.
Yeah.
she's not a bad lady.
I absolutely love her.
Yeah,
She's not a bad lady. Again,
Yeah.
like he doesn't even know.
No,
like
yeah.
he just met her. Like, yeah, that's not a bad lady.
Somebody helped him out at the grocery store. Yeah, that's not a bad lady.
Okay. So when she says, I'm going to get you milk.
That ends Mr. Norton's sleepwalking career.
There's a little.
Oh,
I think.
I was just going to bring. I was just going to bring that up. That this line is so. He just destroys this line.
Yes, I noticed it too. It's like it's like
I don't think-
ended Mr. Norton's sleepwalking.
Career is not the word that was in the script. It can't be in the script. It's got to be something else. It's like Mr. Norton's sleepwalking episode. Like
That's what I would
career. Like what?
Actually,
what are you going?
funny.
Well, as a tour guide, he went on Indeed and like looked for a job as a sleepwalker. And my career.
He took the public service test.
Are you in search of a professional sleepwalker?
Yeah.
Call 7741.
Looking for a career in sleepwalking. Sleepwalking.
You already have a job.
Yeah, like
So now he's
And it's such a cute dog.
That ends Mr. Norton's sleepwalking career.
Yeah.
Now begins the career of Cramden Sleep.
No,
even it was a little bit of that career. It's like the career word threw him off
Joe, you think he used career again because he screwed up
up
the
Probably
first
still couldn't
time?
think of the word.
Yeah, like
he was so quick that he used it again.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Could be.
What do you think that word? Let's just say it wasn't supposed to be career.
Well, I think the first one should have been episode, and that
Right.
start, and then it It begins.
Ralph Norton's,
the,
Ralph Cramden's.
Begins the career of Cramden's sleep. That makes no sense either. Get play the whole thing right through.
Well, I don't know why it's not working. Hold on. All right, now I got to fast forward.
Oh, there we go.
He wanted to study Norton. That ends Mr. Norton's sleepwalking career. And now begins the career of Cramden Sleep. I am now going to celebrate with a glass of warm milk. Then I am going in there and hit the sack.
All right, Queenie, I'll get it for you.
Did you just hear that? He goes like this. Milk. I was like,
Oh, okay.
dude, you have to see it. It's hilarious. Like
he's called
milk.
Thelma.
Like,
Yeah,
he is talking to Thelma.
Yeah, like-
It is absolute. Dude, I never noticed it. He goes,
I heard it through the thing. I didn't know it sounded like somebody knocking on the
that's-
door.
it's him tapping on the table.
Okay.
Like he's talking to his
Okay.
butler. He's like,
All right.
milk.
Right.
I'm like, I never noticed that before.
It's funny.
That ends Mr. Norton's
Wait, I want
sleep-
you guys to watch him do this. Come around. I want you to see what he does. Because I never noticed it before. Louis like, oh, here we go.
Walking career. And now begins the career of Cramden Sleep. I am now going to celebrate with a glass of warm milk. Then I am going in there and hit the sack.
All right, Queenie,
Milk.
I'll get it for you. That reminds
Milk.
me, I would have forgotten to put the
He
milk.
just put milk.
Like he's ordering at a bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Another shot here.
Milk. Brandy. I just never noticed it before. And he's just so like, milk.
You know,
I loved
even
it.
after the he uses career, that little little giggle by
Alice.
Yeah, by
she giggles
Alice.
like probably say, "Wait, you really blew that line."
I didn't notice
Oh
that.
yeah, she giggles after he says career or Crandon sleep.
and she's like,
Yeah, like
Oh God, I want to see that. I want to hear that.
Yeah.
That ends Mr. Norton's sleepwalking career. And now begins the career of Cramden Sleep. I am now going to celebrate with a glass of warm milk. Then I am going in.
There's probably Audrey going, yeah, sure, sure, Glenn. Yeah. You're adorable.
Like, where did you see career in the script? Twice.
Thank you, Mr.
Because it should have been, and it's Mr. Norton's sleepwalking episode.
Right.
And starts Cramden's sleep.
Right, yeah.
With something like that.
Yeah.
I even think the Cramden sleep is a flub.
Little bit.
Because it's just not
He just
it doesn't sound like a written line that somebody would write that.
So you think he ad-libbed it to cover his own flub?
Yeah, probably. Could have been.
Absolutely could have been. But she's almost like, yeah, thank you, Mr. Non-Rehearsal.
Whoever heard of a professional sleepwalker?
Yeah.
But I guess that is the ridiculous thing, like his career in sleepwalking, which is so funny, Lou.
Oh, God. Love that.
Another little something about that.
I absolutely love it. It's so funny.
He gets the dog. In a dog's life, isn't he allergic
He's
to
allergic
dogs?
to dogs.
Yep, that's one of those. That's one of those things where it doesn't line up from episode to episode.
Right. Yeah,
you know,
it's
like
just
when Ralph gets
inconsistent.
fired.
So what do you call them? One-offs?
What do you think they call them? One-offs?
One-offs or something like that?
Yeah, it's not really a
Standalone,
continued
one-off. Yeah,
standalone or one. Yeah,
it's
it's not like when you're watching like Breaking Bad where it's a long show.
Yeah, it's
story.
everything's related. These
Right.
aren't related.
One-off,
Yeah.
I guess they call it
Yeah.
or whatever.
Well, those inconsistencies, like The Odd Couple has like a zillion inconsistencies.
Right.
But they did it over multiple years.
Yeah, 5 years or something.
They
like that.
couldn't even be consistent in 39 episodes.
All right, I am going to do one of our favorite new bits, and if I could just find it, of course. Why wouldn't I find it right away?
Because you're going to keep it the.
Oh my God!
The show.
It's just never. And it's what I forgot what it's called.
Part of the lure of our show.
All these. What's that sound? Flub of the week, ad lib. My
No, that
goodness.
ain't it.
No, it's Oh, here it is. I found it.
How about Ken Lynch as a sleepwalker?
Yeah, no. Little low.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
The Honeymooners podcast now presents Here's an Item. This is where we have one of our lusciously lovely listeners present some material for this prestigious, proficient program. Oh dear, I've dribbled all over myself. And now, without any more ado,
Here's an item.
It's great. All right.
The timing is perfect on that jump.
Oh,
That way, Dave ends and here's an item.
and then here's an item. It's absolutely
Unlike
fantastic.
our show.
I am. Wait a minute. Is he? Hold on. I'm trying to. I don't know if this person is a full-grown nut. If he's not, he should be. Hold on. Well, Mike Nangle.
I thought he was.
I thought he was too.
Oh, that's a future consideration.
I'm gonna look here.
We'll put it to the board of nuts. See what they say.
I don't.
Put it in their lap.
I gotta double check the
right.
list. All right.
Yeah.
But Mike Nangle
Certainly look like a nut to me.
Me, yeah.
apparently.
Must be one of those nuts.
So this one's relatively new. He just sent this a couple of weeks ago, and Mike Nangle sends us something. Brother Raccoons. I just watched A Matter of Life and Death, and something caught my eye. On the set of The Honeymooners, I always notice that there is an electrical outlet on the wall between the door and the window. It is missing in this episode. I also noticed that the wall that the sink is on is empty except for the towel rack. No shelf and no pans hanging as usual. As they show the walls in the apartment, I also see the seams of the wallpaper, which I never noticed before. This is episode 5. I look at episode 4 and 6, right in between, and they both have the electrical outlet and the pans hanging. It's like they used a completely different set for this one, RX. Now that is interesting because it was right. It wasn't like it was 6 weeks down the road because
like,
the show took 9 months for the one.
Yeah.
It might have been longer than 9 months actually for every episode. So why did they change it for the what did between 4, 5, and 6? Was there anything that was so?
Why would that be
such a disparaging difference?
What did they use? Did they have
that they had to
these
change.
walls back? All these walls back in
you know what?
in the prop room. I mean,
Perry Cohen needed walls.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see what.
But they recorded live, but did they show them in the same order?
That's
So
a good
could it be
question.
that it
Yeah,
was
that's a
it was
good
one that
question.
was
Episode 4 is A Woman's Work Is Never Done, which is with Thelma. And then 6 is The Sleepwalker.
Okay.
What would have been so different that they needed to change the outlet thing or the wall?
Why would they
piece of
change
the
that
wall?
wall? I mean, how many walls do they have?
4 walls.
With 4 walls.
There's 4 walls.
But I'm saying you would think that would be were they using that on some other show? Those walls? I mean, that's so distinct to that show.
Yeah.
Why would that? He say why would there be that disparity between them?
Yeah, it's an interesting here's
very,
an item.
very interesting. Here's an
Very
item.
interesting.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Interesting.
You know that now. Whenever I try to type the word "interesting" on my phone, it comes up interesting. It comes up interesting. It's so crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But thank you, Mike. And I got to find out if he's a
That's a
full
good
grown
one.
nut. It is a good one.
Yeah, find out if
Absolutely.
Mike's a full grown up.
So, I want to get into something that Steve brought up.
Yes.
Dick Gersh.
yes,
Please.
yes,
Indulge us.
Yeah.
I love this.
Go.
So in that same episode, Ralph goes to the magazine
American
Weekly.
American
Weekly,
Weekly,
yeah.
and he's going to speak to Dick Gersh and the other gentleman, which we don't.
We
think
don't
he
say-
had
he don't have a
right?
name.
And comes in and he says, "I have a story. I'm going to die." And Dick Gersh is like, well, "What's your story?
what's your story?"
What's your story?" Now this guy is the big shot, right? The main maybe editor.
He's
I don't
the
know what you would
editor-in-chief,
call him, right?
probably. He's the
Of
Perry
this
White of
magazine, and he
American Weekly.
can't tell that there's a story to be had here, and it's the other gentleman that persuades him and convinces him that this is a good story,
Hold on,
right?
I'll play that.
Okay,
I got it
all
right
right.
here. Hold on. I think I got it. 10:45. Hold on. This thing's running a little slow. And of course it's not working. Why would it work? Why would it work? Of course not. So continue.
All right.
Obviously.
So he tells him, he convinces him, and then. And here I was worried.
Yeah, you're worried.
Seems like I'm a little Norton. That's
No,
like, no,
no,
don't worry about
don't worry.
it. You don't have to be the one that claims that all this stuff is going to work and it never does. It's like me on my honeymoon. Hey.
So later in the episode, now when Ralph goes back with Norton as the doctor,
Correct.
and he's going to tell them the story that he can cure the
Arterial monochromia.
and he says, "Okay, I guess you can't use it," and he starts to walk out,
And then Dick Gersh starts
says,
chuckling. First,
Yeah.
he's like, huh.
Yeah.
I'm glad you
you
don't
don't work here.
Yeah, glad you don't work
because
here.
you can't tell a good story. Well, you couldn't tell a good story. All of a sudden now,
That's a good
he's
story.
the professional.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the head of the whole joint.
Right.
And he couldn't see right in front of his face.
Right.
Yep.
But then he says the same
Same
thing
thing to Ralph. Yep.
It's just great.
That's
So
great.
And
That's
then
like an
the
observation.
other thing from that, which we mentioned, was he says to him in the beginning, "Oh, well, you wouldn't lie to us, because if you
Yeah.
did and we printed this, we could be laughed out of the business, and and we would throw you in jail."
Yeah. 20
Didn't
years.
they ever think of maybe fact checking him, calling up the doctor, saying to his secretary, "Can you call the doctor?"
The absurdity.
Shirley, call Dr. Morton right now.
The absurdity of it all.
No, we'll just run it.
Yeah, we'll run it. Yeah, we'll run it.
And a color spread when his tongue.
You know what? Since I have you guys here, I was watching this episode the other day. This one here. And I didn't even mark it down. I marked it down as something else, but I didn't mark it down here. When he says, I can get 20 years. When he already knows that,
Yeah.
when he faints and then Norton finds him, I rewound it 4 times because I watched him faint with the
yeah.
It is the best feint ever.
I told him I was gonna die in 6 months. Now I ain't gonna die. I'm getting the money under false pretenses. That's fraud.
But Ralph.
I can get 20 years.
It is hilarious. I watched it like 5 times. And his face is priceless because his mouth goes like all different ways. His eyes go right through the top of his head. It is, dude, I was by myself. And my dog must have been looking at me like, what's wrong with you? Because I am howling at Gleason, and my dog Gleason is looking at me like I'm a nut. Because it was a classic.
I told him I was gonna die in 6 months. Now I ain't gonna die.
But Ralph.
I'm getting the money under false pretenses. That's fraud.
But Ralph.
I can get 20 years.
Hey, yo.
Oh my God! Marked with the actual, with the face. It is just. I mean, I could go on and on. Oh my God!
And why wasn't the smelling salt in the
top hand drawer?
Yeah.
Wow. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah. Should have been
in there.
That's funny. Maybe for the next. Convention, we have stuff that should have been in the top hand. Instead of the top hand dress band drawer, stuff that should have been in the top hand dress band drawer. That's funny. We got to remember that. That would be great. Lou, you said you wanted to go with something.
Oh,
we
yeah.
know nothing about
No,
it.
you don't know about it. I don't even know about this.
And if you guys don't know, it's Steve Franchi that's sitting with us, of course. Our pal, Steve.
That's Steve. What is this?
What is this, Franchi?
Okay, this is it's kind of on the trivia side, but I wasn't totally sure of it, so that's why I didn't include it as a trivia question. We're just going to discuss it. How many times has Norton mentioned relatives? I got 4 written down. I don't know if I'm all right, or there could be more.
Like mention the word relatives?
No,
or mentioning
meant a relative of his. Like,
okay.
I'll give you one. In the iron. Oh, you sold one to my mother. No, not your mother. My mother.
Right.
So
Then there's Trixie's old lady.
But I'm saying, yeah, Trixie, you could quote as mother-in-law as a relative.
Mother-in-law. Then when he had both of her parents over for dinner,
Right.
he had to stretch the soup.
Yeah.
Then does he mention Trixie's brother when she goes away?
No.
What do you have? Hold on, let's just go with what you have first.
I have his mother, obviously. I didn't have his
Gotcha.
mother and father-in-law. I didn't have that's a good one. His cousin. Of course, she looks like an orangutan.
Oh, yes. I forgot about that.
Yes.
That's 2.
That's 2.
Actually, 3.
Yeah, 3.
If you want to count the mother
Now,
and father.
Was his uncle the night watchman? Even when he went to work, there was nobody there.
Yes.
Was that his uncle? Does he say it's his uncle?
He says his uncle, yeah.
Yeah, his uncle was a bachelor.
Yeah, bachelor.
Yeah.
He
So
went,
when
he
he
was
went
a
to
night
work-
watchman. When he went to work, there was nobody there.
That's right. So that's
That's
4.
his uncle. And I think this is a 5th one. Does he say his brother? Didn't his brother sell his TV? He was home watching TV all day, and he sold his because all the TV commercials. He sold his television.
What is that from?
That's from TV or not?
Not TV.
Not TV.
No, isn't that from Better Living Through Television? When they
That's
go
what
on
it is. Yes.
Go on television.
Yes.
I think he says that's his brother,
Yes,
right?
Yeah, when he says, "Oh, you sell everything on
sell-
TV
yeah,
now."
so
He
yeah.
goes, yeah, my
My
brother.
brother,
Yeah.
I want to see if that's. So right now you have how many?
We got 5, counting the in-laws.
Counting the in-laws.
Right, we have his mother with the iron. His cousin looks like an orangutan.
Now he also mentions
his mother-in-law.
He also says with my old
his in-laws, so that's mother-in-law and father-in-law.
right.
Okay.
But he also mentions when they play pool with his
that's her mother.
Oh, yeah, his mother.
Her mother.
Her
right?
mother. That's
That
her
was
mother.
that was a shellac.
Yeah, that was a shellac. Remember the
Shellac.
shellac? Yeah,
Right.
let's go. That was an ad lib. I say.
But with the irons, right? With the irons, he also mentioned, "I sold it to my mother. Your mother's tomorrow."
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, because she says, "Oh, you sold it." I said, "Ma, you just got to buy this iron." She goes, "Oh, you sold it to my mother." Not your mother, my mother. Your mother's tomorrow.
Right.
That's right. Now the uncle one was the night. I think he said it was his uncle. It was a night watchman.
And that was in Mambo, right? Is that when they're
Yes,
talking
because
about
Carlos living by himself.
alone?
Yes, there you go.
You can play
There you
checkers
go.
with
Yep.
him or something.
And the cousin that looked like an orangutan was one with Tony Amico. Remember, because he says, "Am I trying to make a date with her?" Goes, "My cousin, she's single.
She looks like an orangutan.
Her boss don't want to make a date with her. Of course, she looks like an orangutan." So that's what we got.
Hold on. Let me see.
business.
Hey, wait a minute. You mean to say you haven't got your half the money from Alice yet?
No, but that doesn't.
A little bit
straight.
before.
Hey, wait a minute. You mean to say
People that watch those.
to park their car?
How did I know they were building a drive-in theater?
He delivers that perfectly.
You listen to me for a minute. We both got jobs, haven't we? We ain't got no time to waste going around knocking on people's doors trying to sell this here thing to them.
You are absolutely right, and that's where my big idea comes in. I know how to sell 2,000 of these in 5 minutes.
How? What are you going to do? How?
Well, suppose somebody's got something today and they want to sell it. How do they do it?
We have to
Well, the first thing they usually do is look you up and then sell to you.
No, they don't.
They
Go
don't.
on television. Television. I called up a television station today, and I found out that for $100, they'll let us go on and have a spot doing one of those movie shows, during the intermission. Well, there must be 1 million people that watch those movies, and there isn't a housewife in America that wouldn't pay $1 for this thing.
Well, I got to admit one thing, Ralph. Boy, television is great for selling things.
You can say that again.
Well, my brother's a good example for that. He was home all the time looking at those commercials on television.
That's it.
He finally sold his set.
There it is. It was his brother.
And,
That's right.
And if they're a flub in there, he says we can go on for $100. We go on and do one of those movie shows.
One of those.
I think instead of using like commercial, I think he flubs the line there.
Play that back. He says during the intermission.
Yes.
That's what he
You
says.
get it? We spend $200, we make $2,000, and a profit is $1,800. We can't lose.
Can't lose, huh? That's what you said when we bought that parking lot next to the space where they're building up the movie house there. You said people that go to the movies gotta have a place to park their car.
How did I know they were building a drive-in theater?
I'm going to say something after get down.
Wait a minute. We both got jobs, haven't we? We ain't got no time to waste going around knocking on people's doors trying to sell this here thing to them.
You are absolutely right, and that's where my big idea comes in. I know how to sell 2,000 of these in 5 minutes.
How? What are you going to do? How?
Well, suppose somebody's got something today and they want to sell it. How do they do it?
Well, the first thing they usually do is look you up and then sell it to you.
No, they don't. They go on television. Television. I called up a television station today, and I found out that for $100, they'll let us go on and have a spot doing one of those movie shows, during the intermission.
One of
Well,
those
there must be 1
movie
million
shows
people
during
that
the
watch those
intermission.
movies. And there isn't a housewife in America.
During one of those movie shows. Is that what they called it? Like a
who knows?
movie
I
show?
know. Who knows?
Yeah,
We don't know.
Yeah. But
One of those
that's
movies
funny.
during the intermission.
No, they don't.
They
I
don't.
love when he does that. And you know
Well,
what?
I know what he's saying, Joe. He's calling it intermission like during a movie show as if you were in a theater.
Right.
We have an intermission instead of calling it a commercial.
Commercial.
And then we used to do that bit. Whatever happened to.
Right.
I used to love that bit.
Yeah.
And we did it on the movie theater, like whatever happened to the lot that they bought.
Okay.
Now, and I remember saying that. Well, first of all, he said they're going to build it next to the movie. He bought the lot next to the movie house. How did I know they were building a drive-in theater? How much space do you need for a drive-in theater? You need like acres. Here you're talking about this one little building. Where are they going to knock down the block? I used to love that bit. Whatever happened to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We should definitely.
We got to go back to that. Yeah. We got to
That
bring back.
one-
We should bring back a lot of old ones.
Yeah, we definitely do. Yes. So
we got. Oh, so that was his brother.
Brother
On the TV commercial.
cousin.
We have the cousin, the orangutan.
cousin,
The uncle.
orangutan.
The uncle, I believe, was the night
Night
watchman. I
watchman.
think he said is my uncle,
and that is
Carlos.
That's Carlos. All right, I'll check while you're going over through that. That's Mama Loves Mambo, and
Yeah, because a cousin with the ankle.
well.
is it
It's before Carlos walks in, right?
before Carlos?
Because they were
walks in?
talking about him living by himself,
Right.
and
He's an old guy?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen him, but she says he's got gray hair and that he lives alone. Probably a widower or something.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that must be murder.
Here we go.
Living
Here.
alone like that, coming home from work, nobody there.
Oh, I know. I think I know sort of what it must be like. I had an old uncle that was...
There it is.
There it is.
Every time he come home from work, nobody there. But what made it worse was he was a night watchman. See, even when he went to work, there was nobody there.
All right, I'm not going to believe I'm going to say this, but the two theories.
Two night
watchmen.
No.
Oh my God.
No. Two night watchmen. I hope it wasn't the same. I hope it wasn't the
I hope he's the one that got knocked off at the bank.
Could you imagine? Ralph watched Ed's uncle die. Oh my God. That's so. This right now we got 5.
Yeah, we have the mother, the in-laws,
mother and father,
mother and father, they were there. The cousin, the orangutan, the uncle, the night watching,
and the
brother watching TV.
Wow, that's at least 5.
That's what I could. That's sorry. I just came up with that. I see.
That's a great question.
I'm not going to present. I'm going to let you guys.
Yeah,
and see if we can.
Anybody else? You guys.
Yeah, there's somebody else that we're missing. I didn't research that. This is off the top of my head.
Absolutely.
And we know where that usually goes.
Yeah, exactly.
You're very good at originating.
Good at originating things, drawing things. You should have been an architect. You should have been a doctor. You should have been an architect. You should have been a lot of things. It's a bus driver.
Oh, by the way, and you knew that had to be a by the way.
By the way of this, yeah, it always is.
Bob Stanley emailed us and said and it was a quick email.
Oh, Bob the B. Stanley.
That's hilarious. Just wanted to tell you how much I love. That's how he signed it too.
He did.
He's a beast.
He's a beast.
She's great.
It's called What's That Sound? He goes, just wanted to tell you how much I love this bit and also the intro. Bob Stanley, a.k.a. The Beast. Yeah. It's just so funny. Yeah, Mark sent us. Again, he's emailed us, but he also sent us the voicemail. But yeah, you guys have been so good with, especially with the anniversary thing. We didn't do anything really special.
No, we didn't.
But
we had Ron and Michael here.
Like I said, we didn't do anything really special at
all. They ruined it.
2 shows ruined. Well. So, should we, before we start our Louis' 175th favorite bit, we should talk about our final.
Our third sponsor.
Our third sponsor. And I'm trying to find it because I want to get his website correct.
People be signing on and be coming back invalid.
Yes. Here we go. And, of course, it is SpruceRunPrintings.com. All right, that's brother Norton.
Brother Norton. Bob Lilly.
Yep. Bob Lilly. Rob Lilly.
Oh, I said Bob Lilly. The Dallas Cowboys.
The old football player.
74, number 74.
What you got to do is you have to go. You have to go to SpruceRunPrintings.com. Okay, and get yourself everything you need printed. Signs.
Everything you ever need.
Everything. Everything you ever need. Because you have to do it. Because if you're doing it for your business and you go with the wrong person, you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen.
We could be laughed out of the business.
Exactly. You're going to be laughed. It's so stupid.
Make sure you fact check when you
fact check it, of course. Because if you don't fact check it, you could.
We could be laughed out of the business.
Exactly.
You get put away for 20 years.
Yeah, especially if you use like somebody who doesn't know what they're doing and it looks antiquated. You know what people are going to say? They're going to just say,
"Aren't they ancient?"
And if you're being really fancy and futuristic, maybe whatever you want to print, you could have.
When his tongue starts turning blue, we'll do a color spread on it.
Do it in color.
And no matter
Ron does things in color.
No matter what, when you go to Brother Norton and when he does and he gives you the estimate for what you do, he's always going to give you the best price, and you're just going to say,
"Go ahead and print it."
Exactly. It's so stupid.
That's the best one.
It's the best one. Go ahead and print it. So go to SpruceRunPrintings.com.
It is.
So idiotic. It's so idiotic what we do on
it
this
is.
show.
It is.
It really
but
is.
that's
what's so great.
That's what's great about it.
It's just awesome. So, again, SpruceRunPrintings.com. Sprint. I just spoonerism. Spruce Run Printings. I said sprint.
Sprinting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, get yourself a new phone, and it's Bensonhurst 07741. Exactly. And of course, we're going to get into our final bit of the day, and of course, it is this.
Now, Tom, who is our first guest, please?
Herb!
Our first guest, ready to leap the first hurdle on his way to the $99,000 answer, is our...
Comedian from Kanazi. Just by Marine Point.
By Marine Point, thank you.
I want to
Joe
see
Connie.
the on your face when you miss it.
Oh, my
Stepped
goodness.
on my line.
Oh, my goodness.
Get there. Joe Connie.
Thank
ladies
you,
and
thank
gentlemen.
you, thank you.
Beast.
You know what? I got
And Steve French.
and Steve French.
He's
I
going to
have
help
a
Joe out
question-
with this.
Question for you
Yeah.
guys. Everybody out there, I would love to know when you're listening to the podcast and this comes up, do any of you, when you're driving in your car, say, Herb? Just wondering.
Me and my wife do it and then look at each other and nod like, yeah, that was a good one.
like we did together. Joe, when I see Nicole, it's like she's not even Nicole anymore. She's Herb.
It's just Herb.
It's just Herb. She's Herb.
Yeah, I just thought of that. Like, I wonder if you're driving,
Yeah.
and of course, because they know the show just as well as we do.
yeah.
And I wonder how many of these lunatics go Herb at the same
And
time.
after that, they're laughing.
They're laughing,
And they're
of
driving
course.
by themselves laughing.
Yeah,
and then
laughing.
some guy next to them
People
looking at them
look
like,
at
What are you
like, yeah.
doing?
Guy,
What are you laughing at?
Must be some kind of nut.
Must be some
Please let us know. Email me,
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
it is.
Oh,
Let me know
God,
if you
yeah.
do that.
I
I'm
know
just
it.
really, just a curiosity.
Joe, remember we used to get that kid used to write in and he used to tell us when we were off? Remember that kid? Long time ago. He was from Canada. I thought, yeah, the kid from Canada.
He was telling us, hey, you guys are a little bit
You
off.
guys are a little off on your herd this week. Oh, sorry. We'll practice.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, what are we doing? Oh, trivia.
Trivia.
And this is prepared by?
Professor Walter Newman.
As they all are.
Yep.
Got nothing to do with finance, but it's prepared by Professor Walter Newman. Okay. The roller skating episode.
Gotcha.
What is the name of the skating rink?
Oh, my goodness.
It's on the wall behind them when they're sitting on the bench putting their skates
picture it.
on.
It's not spoken, right? It's not
No,
said.
it's not said. It's behind them is the sign. And it's a really pretty big sign.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it one word?
No, it's 2 words.
2 words.
And is it a play on words too? Is it?
Like Golden Rink skating or
no,
something?
No, it's not really
Skates around. Skates
It's something kind of like that. You could say maybe it's a play on words. Maybe.
I don't know. This is
steady now.
You know what this
Steady
is?
now.
You know what this is? This
Football.
is. You know what I'm going to say? It's a convention
This is a
question.
convention question.
This is a convention question. My God. But it's not like, like.
No, it's not like
when he put the oven on
Okay,
for the rice, did he have it on medium,
or
low?
medium,
It's not
or
that.
medium high?
Medium high.
How many onions were in the bag?
How many grains of rice were in the wild rice?
This is a great
It's a good
question.
This is good, and I can picture it now. But
Yeah, just pick.
I don't even picture
Even if you
it.
picture it, you're still not because it's.
So it's behind that little wall?
Yeah, were there? Remember with the bench with Trixie and
Right.
Alan, and he comes over with the
With the
over
coffee.
and those 2 girls go skating by. It's right above them, and
I
it's
keep
actually
thinking there's like a
pretty
little
big.
partition behind there, but there's
no,
not.
it's just it's a backdrop of
Just
a
a
stage,
backdrop.
like
And on the backdrop,
on
has
the back.
the
It's
name.
just big. I'll give you the
This is a
initial. I'll give you the initial.
This is a phenomenal.
I'll give you the
question.
initials of the 2 words.
Two
First
words.
word.
So is there 2 words?
2 words.
Rink, like 2
No,
words.
no.
Skating.
2, no,
just 2
like
words.
Like he said. Steve said it's like kind of a little play on words.
So you know what it
You
is.
know,
when
yeah,
you
yeah.
do-
GS.
Golden skates.
Close. That's close. Very close.
great skates.
You're getting closer. But I missed the question.
About as close as anyone can get to it.
Yeah, you got any close, then you get the route. Could be my favorite fat joke. That could be my favorite fat joke.
I know why, because it's so subtle.
It's so subtle. And the look Ralph gives him.
Like,
How long have you known Mr. Graham?
I still
about 150 pounds.
I still think I as close as anyone to get to Ralph.
Good
my
skates.
favorite fat.
Good skates.
You got it. Good skates.
good skates.
Good skates.
That's all it says.
It's all it says.
Good skates.
Good skates.
Yeah.
Never would have gotten.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a great question. How many? Again, I keep asking them to ask, but if anybody got that, and you know what I mean, nobody's
Yeah.
gonna lie. Oh, I got it. Let me know because
Yeah.
that's a phenomenal question. To me, that is
You're gonna be if you get it, you're gonna be in the contest next year at the convention.
That's a DEFCON 3 question for sure.
Steve, did you hear how we're going to do the trivia next year? I don't know if you heard it. We mentioned it.
We said
we're going to have people pick their episode, pre-register.
Right.
Pick an episode or two, maybe.
Okay.
This way, I want to get the little, a little challenging.
Yep.
Then I'll ask him.
And then
how many grains of rice were in
they can do a little brushing up.
Yeah, brushing up.
I already go over.
Yeah, I already know. Spare time. So it won't be as impossible next year.
Right. All right.
So that's it, Joe. Good skates.
That's a great
question, isn't it?
That is a fantastic question. All right. Well, I think that kind of covers it. I mean, this is just...
We have to say. What did Steve surprise us with? Steve's wife?
His wife.
Our favorite chocolate fudge brownies.
Fudge brownies, yes. And you can tell Carla that I even had a piece.
Yeah, he had.
And I don't. I try not to partake in too much.
It's homemade.
It's homemade. How can it hurt you?
Right,
of course.
Can't harm you.
It's homemade. It's homemade.
And I'm borderline diabetic, but I had 2. So I guess I'm over the borderline now. So.
To give yourself an injection.
Oh my God.
Can't do that. Little kids get them all the time. Nothing happens to them.
Well, what can we say is to first of all, thank you, Steve, for coming, man. This is just great. This is just awesome to have our pal Steve, and you can definitely come back.
Here in Studio City. This beautiful media complex.
The green room was
really good. Yeah,
and they only called it the green room because it was mold on the walls. That's the only reason they called it green room. So, thank you, Steve.
Dusty on that wall.
And you're not. There's nothing. You want to plug anything? You're not in the really in the entertainment field. I mean, but you are.
He's in the what is this?
What is this? He is the what is this guy, and he also, he could be. He probably worked with Mr. Putter a couple times, right?
Yes, yeah. I'm an accountant.
Oh, okay. He's an IRS guy.
Tax guy, yeah. Not for the IRS.
Taxes,
Yeah.
The 2 fingers.
Yeah.
Taxes.
Yeah.
I love the 2 fingers thing going sideways. It's just great. So who else can we thank? We want to thank Silk City Hot Sauce. I want to thank my wife.
Your wife!
Keys to the Caribbean Travel on Facebook. I want to thank Rob Lilly.
Rob Lilly.
Not Bob Lilly from the... But
Dallas Cowboys.
Yep.
Rob Lilly.
Yes.
From Spruce Run Printing.
Spruce Run Printing.
Or as Joe would say, Sprinting.
Spruce Run Printing for all of your printing needs and much more. And all of you guys who listen, and of course, our new full-grown nut of the week.
Yes, Diano Pickenich.
And of course, last week, it was Mike, last episode, Mike Colombo.
Yes, Mike Colombo.
Yep. He's probably just doesn't go on the computer.
Yeah, I don't think he's like
Mike just looks like he beats people up for fun. He just looked like a scary guy. So, want to thank all of you guys, all you full-grown nuts who listen, everybody who listens. You email us, comment on Facebook, who participate in the Facebook group, which is just so much fun. And all you full-grown nut fraternity members and future fraternity members, share some of our episodes of our YouTube videos with friends on your social media, or just share directly with the pals in the sewer or at the bus depot. And if you want to follow me on all my social media platforms, it's Joe Conti Comic. And you know what? I'll just mention this real quick. August 4th, 2024, in case you're listening to this in the future. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
At Uncle Vinny's, where we had our convention.
Phenomenal
Me
convention.
and Kenny, who I do my Conti and Kenny show with, who Steve actually joins in and listens in the chat and has smart-ass things to say, which is very good.
What else
we're doing?
Not good, clean fun.
It's not good, clean fun. No. But we're doing a show there with me and Kenny and a few other guys at Uncle Vinny's on August 4th, a Sunday night. Early show, 7 o'clock. If you want to go, it's UncleVinny'sComedyClub.com. And I think that's it. Episode 128, a blast.
Oh, it was great.
Great
fun.
time.
Oh, man.
A lot less hectic than the last episode, I will say.
I have one question, though. Was this important? Is this like your denaturizer?
Yeah, I need
that. Is your
I think it fell off or something.
You're losing some of it now.
Yeah, you're the man from next door, apparently. So, but yes, thank you guys for all listening to us, and tell your friends about the show. And episode 128 in the books. For me, Louis Fatz, and Steve Franchi, we say we'll see you next time.
E pluribus raccoonum. Night all.
Good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Good night.
We'll have to do this again real soon.
How about tomorrow night?
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.